is not selfish.
He's fucking Hydra.
Huh?
He's Hydra.
I mean, in the comics, sure, but
See, I told you, Brad.
Yeah, in the comics,
in
not
the
the movie.
comics, sure.
In the movie line, he's going to eventually be a Hydra agent. He's already been setting it up because Captain America has been a Hydra agent this entire time. You heard it here first. I said you already confirmed it's in the comic books. They're already running out of stuff to talk about. They're gonna be like, we're gonna retcon Captain America, and we're gonna make Chris Evans a bad guy.
I don't think
all these roles that Chris Evans has been doing since Captain America have been bad guy roles. So when he comes back, I think he's going to be the head, the old dude that was Captain America when he came back. I think he went back in time and became the head of Hydra.
I seriously doubt that, but we'll wait to see that. I think no, I don't think so.
I've been saying it before the multiverse shit though, but back to him being selfish.
He's not selfish, but okay.
He's selfish because he went back in time with everybody else, and he's the only one who stayed back and was like, well, y'all, he basically said, y'all the universe fuck y'all, I'm going to go do this my shit. And about y'all gonna be fucked up. I'm gonna be old man.
He earned it.
He ain't earned shit.
Yes, he did.
How he earned more than everybody else?
He earned that shit.
How he earned more than everybody else?
So he literally stopped the world domination in was it 2 or 1?
I mean, he stopped aliens in the first one.
No. In Captain America, in the first movie.
Oh yeah, he stopped. Be a factor into stopping World War I or II, whatever war it was.
One of those world wars. He literally stopped the whole thing from the Nazis gaining the Tesseract. He stopped the whole thing. He's been in cryogenic sleep for what, 50, 60, 70 years?
70 years.
Everybody he knew, dead, gone. And he has to come back. And not only that, a week later, in chronological time, it's been a week since from that point to Avengers. He hasn't had time to deal with PTSD. He hasn't had time to deal with his family leaving him. He hasn't had time to realize, yo, I'm all alone. And now he has to go save the world again.
And he watched the love of his life die in old age.
So guess what? So did everybody else.
No.
Everybody else had the same life instead of being a step. He was in cryogenics for 50 years. He came out. Oh, Chris Evans still. Oh, baby. First of all, he wasn't even big swole Chris Evans dude. He chose to take the superhero serum.
And what
was it called? No, listen. The superhero serum. Back to the whole thing. Superheroes and villains. The way Marvel sets their superheroes and villains up, villains choose to take their power. Superheroes are giving their power. It's not part of their choice. Pretty much. It's not. It is. That's how it is. What superhero had the actual choice of being the hero? Besides the Black Panther, because that's like an actual
ritual.
Like a thing.
Captain America. He chose.
Exactly.
He chose to receive the responsibility.
Like the villains.
Wait a minute.
He chose superhero. He chose to be a hero. I'm saying superhero. Because I'm saying hero and villain. He chose to be a superpower individual, like the villains have, not the heroes. Like Marvel has set it up in their 23 years of making these long ass movies. The villains always choose their powers. Like Wanda is still, even all the bad shit Wanda's did, she didn't choose her powers, so she's not considered a villain. Even with the Wanda shit,
she chose.
In the universe, she's not considered. She's still a part of the Avengers and all that other shit.
She chose to put those people through hell. Through pure hell.
With her actions,
her selfish reasons.
actions. I'm talking about the choosing of her powers. She did not choose to have powers. He chose to have powers like the villains. None of the heroes. I'm talking about what Marvel has set up. None of the heroes have chosen to get it. Killmonger. He went out there to seek the Black Panther power because he's a villain. Captain America didn't have superpowers. He was a strong little bony little dude who didn't have powers, couldn't do anything. So he was like, yeah, give me steroids. he became a superpower person. He's smart, and I want to say, okay, that's all true, but he's taking responsibility of being a hero with his powers. I'm not going to argue that, but I'm going to argue what a sleeper cell is. And a double agent. They portray to be what you want them to be, while secretly doing what they want to do.
And with that logic,
I'm sorry.
with that logic, you could say that the Winter Soldier is the same thing. He didn't choose the super serum.
It was forced.
It was forced upon him.
And he was a villain.
And like in the Disney Plus show, he's a hero.
He's
not.
Is he not
villain.
choosing to be a sidekick to Captain America?
But at first he was a villain.
When he didn't choose his powers.
What?
So you're saying this is all
He
up to
chose
choice.
his powers.
This is all up to choice then. It's all up to choice. Like there is a quote that I read a long time ago. Monsters are never born, they're made. So he made himself out to be a monster. Supervillains make themselves out to be a monster, sort of like how superheroes make themselves out to be heroes.
And it's not.
They're choosing.
I respect what you just said. Let me dial back. Let me rearrange the point that I'm making. Yes, he's semi-choosing to be a hero because he's fighting for America's side, right? He's not. You know what I'm saying he's not biting the hand that feeds him. That's what he's doing, right?
No.
But if he's doing, they're not showing this yet. But there's been many a moments I watched these movies, Brad. There's been a couple times I'm saying, look, okay, they were walking out, something happened, right? They like Hydra had got control of something to shield stuff. They Hydra fucked them up. But they was like it was Captain America, Iron Man. Like, I think Nick Fury was still there. They was like, man, I don't know how the hell they did this shit. And like Captain America was on some smuggy shit. Like, I mean, I don't know how they did it either. Like, but he act like he knew what was going on. He walked off and everybody looked around like, man, I don't trust this dude for real. But then like they basically like was like, all right, Captain America, go back to some hero stuff. Like they put that little glimmer in there. Like I'm trying to tell you, in the next phase. They're going, especially with all the time traveling and stuff. They're gonna go back and show Captain America did some Hydra stuff. Because he went out.
Alternate universe.
He went out and he sought out to be a superhero. Like the same way the Captain America they put in place. He consumed to the power of being the superhero because he kind of saw out there too. They chose him, but he still was like, "Yeah, do this." Yeah,
He
right.
choose.
Captain America chose to take the super serum. He literally did.
Okay.
He literally did.
So
no, because when he was Captain America, he was not. He did not have superpowers. They was like, okay, don't give him superpowers and all that. But during the mission, he found the last couple vials of the super serum, and he pocketed one. And when Zemo came out, he acted like he was thumping them all. But later on in the show, he actually took the super serum himself. Like he took it, and then when he killed the dude with the shield. That's what I said. Marvel always.
So how was it for selfish reasons then?
That's what he did. But look, like I was saying, Marvel always sets their heroes and villains up as the people who choose to take the people who choose the super serum are villains, and the ones who are basically have no choice, or like aliens and stuff like that, are the heroes pretty much. That's basically how they set it up. Like, I'm not saying superhero, but like who's the ones fighting for the power or wants the power, like craves the power is the villain. That's how they set it up.
You do realize
that's how they set it up.
You do realize your theory is going to crumble all to hell when they come out with the X-Men, right? Because all X-Men are born with their gifts.
I know that.
You do realize your theory is going to go to shit.
But Magneto is still fighting for power.
How? No, he's fighting for equal rights.
He's still fighting for power.
No,
so they're setting him up as they still set him up as the villain, right?
No,
he's fighting for equal rights, but they set him up as the villain. In X-Men, he's the villain.
I will say this.
Villain.
I will say this. Technically, Professor X is the one fighting for equal rights, whereas Magneto, he's fighting for vanity, really.
Not for vanity. It's not for vanity. He's fighting for equality too.
It's a superficial Malcolm X and Martin Luther King discussion between those two that they're trying to play off of. But he's the one fighting for the power. Like, even though he's fighting for he's saying, I'm putting my foot on your neck because I have the power to do that. You like
no. He's putting his foot on his neck because he's seeing what happens to people that offer an olive branch, but they break that shit. So he's fuck it, I gotta use the sword now,
which is power, which is establishing your power, which is establishing your dominance.
It's not establishing. It's called
power.
It's called last resort. That's it. It's not. He's not choosing it. He's not choosing it. It's his last resort. That's all he has.
I'm not having a moral debate about that. I'm talking about the way it's set up. He's fighting for the power, so he's set up to be the villain because he's going against the establishment. As the audience, we're intended to look at what's going on as the establishment being right. Because that's the viewpoint we're supposed to be looking from. We're not a part of the actual establishment, so we're not looking at it from that point. So we can understand what Manito's talking about, or like what point he's coming from. But the viewpoint and like what they're actually trying to set up is he's the villain because he's fighting for power. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying the way they set this all up, he's the villain.